You wake up expecting noise, the soft hum of electricity, the distant sound of cars, something. Instead, nothing. The silence feels wrong. You reach for your phone. The screen is black. Battery dead, you think. You plug it into the charger beside your bed. Nothing happens. No vibration, no charging symbol. You press the power button again. Still nothing. Strange. You sit up and glance at the clock on the nightstand. Also dark. Now that feels wrong. You walk into the kitchen. The coffee machine is silent. The microwave display is blank. Even the little light on the Wi-Fi router is off. You flip the light switch. Nothing. Power outage. It happens sometimes. Usually it comes back in a few minutes. You open the curtains. Outside, the street looks normal. Cars moving. People leaving for work. You check your phone again. Still dead. You walk to the garage and press the button for the door. Nothing. Now you're starting to feel that little pinch in your stomach. You step outside and notice something strange. The neighbor's garage door is half open. A man stands there staring at it like it betrayed him. Across the street, another neighbor is on the porch, holding a phone in the air like it might magically find signal. Power out? You ask. He nods. Yeah, phone's dead too. No service. That part doesn't make sense. Cell towers have backup power. You walk back inside and grab the small battery radio you keep in a drawer for storms. You flip the switch. Static. You turn the dial. More static. No stations. That's when the uneasiness turns into something heavier. You start the car to charge your phone. Except when you press the start button, nothing happens. No ignition. No dashboard lights. Dead. You stare at the steering wheel. Modern cars run on electronics. If something fried the system, your brain stops that thought before finishing it. You walk back outside. More people are standing in their driveways now. Someone says the traffic lights are out downtown. Someone else says the grocery store won't open because the registers don't work. You hear a siren in the distance, then another, then silence again. A woman 2 houses down says she tried calling her sister in another state. No connection. Another guy says his generator won't start. Now people are starting to talk louder. Speculation spreads like smoke. Solar flare. Cyber attack. EMP. Nobody knows. By 9 a.m., the whole neighborhood is outside. Cars won't start. Phones won't work. Internet is gone. Even the local radio stations are silent. You drive an older pickup for work, a 1995 model. No electronics, just a key and an engine. You decide to try it. You turn the key. The engine starts instantly. Everyone nearby turns their heads. You suddenly feel like the only person with a working flashlight in a cave. You drive slowly toward town. The streets are chaotic. Traffic lights are dead. Cars are abandoned in intersections. Some people are trying to direct traffic like volunteers at a parade. Most stores are closed. The grocery store parking lot is packed anyway. People are banging on the doors. A manager stands inside yelling that the registers don't work. No power means no scanners. No scanners means no sales. Someone shouts they should just open the doors. Someone else shouts that people will steal everything. A police officer arrives, but he looks as confused as everyone else. You keep driving. Downtown looks like a different world. Every electronic sign is dark. No ATMs, no gas pumps. You stop at a gas station just to check. A man stands beside the pump pressing buttons like they might eventually cooperate. They're dead, he says when he sees you. All of them. The realization hits slowly. Gas stations run on electric pumps. No power means no fuel. That means every car on the road will eventually stop moving, including yours. You head back home. On the way you pass the hospital, ambulances are lined up outside. The building has generators, but people are rushing in and out like something is wrong. You hear someone say the generators only have fuel for 2 days. 2 days. You drive slower after that. The world feels fragile now. When you get back to your neighborhood, things have changed. People are loading supplies into cars, water bottles, canned food, propane tanks. Your neighbor waves you over. Where'd you go? Downtown. How bad? You think about the hospital, the gas station, the grocery store crowd. Bad, you say. That word spreads faster than facts. Within an hour, half the street is packing. Some people plan to drive to relatives. Others think smaller towns will be safer. No one really knows what they're doing, but everyone agrees on one thing. If the power grid is down everywhere, this isn't a normal outage. this is something else. You check the battery radio again that evening. Finally, you catch a signal. A weak emergency broadcast. The voice sounds tired. Nationwide grid failure. Cause unknown. Federal response underway. Citizens advised to remain calm. Then the signal fades back into static. Nationwide. The word hangs in your head. That night the sky looks different. No street lights. No house lights, no glow from the city, just stars. More than you've ever seen. The world is completely dark. And for the first time, you realize something else. Every modern system depends on electricity. Water pumps, hospitals, food storage, communication, transportation. Without power, the clock is ticking on everything. Day 2 begins with helicopters. Military. They fly low over the city. No announcements, no instructions, just noise. Then they disappear again. People start organizing. Some share food, some guard their homes, some leave. Your neighbor asks you a question you've been avoiding. How long can this last? You look at the dark houses, the silent streets, the dead phones, the empty sky, and you realize something terrifying. Nobody actually knows how to restart a nationwide grid quickly. It could take weeks, maybe longer. That's when the first gunshot echoes somewhere far across the city. The power didn't just go out, the rules did too. And this is only day 2. By the morning of day 3, the neighborhood feels older. Not in years, in centuries. No hum of air conditioners, no distant freeway noise, no screens glowing through windows, just wind, footsteps, and the sound of people talking in low voices like they're inside a church. Your fridge is warming up. You open it and stare at everything that used to feel permanent. Milk, eggs, meat, leftovers. A few days ago it was food. Now it's a countdown. Your wife starts cooking everything that will spoil first. Eggs, chicken, frozen vegetables. You make a meal too big for one family, then carry plates to the neighbors. At first it feels almost human. Kids running between yards. Adults sharing tools, candles, matches, whatever still has value. For a few hours, the street feels like it is pulled together. Then the first argument starts over water. Not because there is none yet. Because people are scared there won't be enough later. By noon, the taps slow to a weak stream. Someone says the city pumps are failing. Someone else says the water treatment plant shut down during the night. You fill the bathtub. Every pot, every bottle, every bucket you own. Now every trip outside has a purpose. Water, fuel, information. Mostly information. You drive the old pickup again, using as little gas as possible. The roads are emptier now. Cars sit abandoned where they died. Some people push shopping carts down the shoulder. Others ride bicycles with backpacks full of whatever they managed to grab before stores were stripped. The supermarket windows are smashed. You stop only for a second, but it's enough. Inside, the shelves are nearly bare. A few people move through the aisles like scavengers in a wreck. There's no shouting anymore. That part already happened. This is what comes after. A man wheels out a shopping cart full of dog food and bottled tea. Nobody stops him. There's no one left to stop anything. At the police station, the parking lot is full, but the front desk is closed. A handwritten sign on the door says, "Officers are responding to emergency calls only." You wonder what counts as an emergency now. Fire? Looting? Murder? Or just survival? On the way back, you pass a neighborhood with smoke rising from 2 houses. One from a grill, the other not from a grill. A woman stands outside the burning house with both hands over her mouth, while 3 men carry buckets back and forth like it's 1820. No fire trucks come. Maybe they can't. Maybe there's something worse somewhere else. You drive home faster. That night, you and your neighbors hold a meeting in the middle of the street. Flashlights on the ground. Voices tired. Nobody talks big anymore. Nobody says help is definitely coming tomorrow. You make a plan. 2 people on watch at all times. No lights near windows after dark. 1 house for shared cooking. 1 for medical supplies. Everyone keeps what they have, but some things get pooled. Batteries, water filters, canned food, tools. It's not trust exactly. It's the understanding that being alone is more dangerous. On day 4, a convoy rolls past the entrance to your neighborhood. Military trucks. People rush out waving, shouting, asking questions. The convoy doesn't stop. It keeps moving toward the city center. That might be the worst moment so far. Not because they ignored you, because it means wherever they're going, is more important than you are. By day 5, rumors are all anyone has left. The grid is coming back tonight. The grid is gone for months. It was an attack. It was a solar storm. The government still has power underground. 3 states are under martial law. Half the country is burning. None of it can be confirmed, and somehow that makes every rumor feel possible. Your son asks when he can charge his tablet again. You look at him and almost laugh, but it catches in your throat. You tell him, not for a while. He nods like you told him it might rain tomorrow. He still doesn't understand the size of what has happened. Part of you hopes he never fully does. That evening, just after sunset, you hear engines. Not one, several. Vehicles pull up at the end of the block. Men get out. Not soldiers, not police. Just men who have decided this is the moment to take what they want. They move slowly at first, like they're testing the street. Then one of them shouts, "Anybody got fuel?" No one answers. Another shines a flashlight at the houses. Your whole neighborhood goes still. Then your neighbor, the quiet one from the blue house, steps into the street holding a shotgun, not aiming it, just holding it where everyone can see. A second neighbor steps out beside him, then a third. You step out too. So do the others. No speeches, no threats, just a line of tired people who have figured out that if they fold tonight, they'll fold every night after. The men at the end of the block stare for a long second. Then one of them shrugs. "Wrong street," he says. They get back in their vehicles and leave. No one celebrates. You all just stand there in the dark, breathing. And that's when it really sinks in. The power grid didn't only run your lights and your phone and your refrigerator. It ran the illusion that someone else was always in control. Now that illusion is gone. Now safety is local, food is local, order is local. Tomorrow the power might come back, or it might not. Maybe the country rebuilds in a week. Maybe this is the start of something much longer. But as you stand in the street with your neighbors under a sky full of stars and no electric glow anywhere on Earth, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The outage was only the first disaster. What came after was people finding out who they really are when the switch stays off.